G'day guys, Tuku Tikanui released the big fish. Why is this important? Why should we do this? To explain it better, I saw this amazing interview on Facebook the other day where Paul Senior from Ocean Angler was interviewing Manny Greenland from Good Fishing New Zealand, and I'd like to share some of this with you guys. Enjoy.
The point is that if the kinner predators are taken off the reef, which are the big snapper, which are the rock lobster and cray, then the kinner proliferate.
Right.
But the problem is not the kinner.
Yeah.
The problem is we've created an imbalance in that system
Right.
by killing the things that are supposed to eat the kinner.
Sure.
So a healthy reef will have all those animals on it. It'll be a nursery for a whole bunch of other things. It'll be a place where baby crays and baby prawns, get
Sure.
to like develop and grow. And that's what that'll look like.
I have noticed that
Yeah.
some kinnets around the noises and stuff. I've
The
noticed.
seaweed,
Where's the
yeah.
seaweed gone?
It's
It's just
gone.
like bare rock and stuff.
I remember when I
Yeah.
got my first boat here in Auckland, and you'd fish that eastern side of Little Barrier.
Yeah.
And you'd be snagging up all the time, and you'd be getting, fish would be putting
True,
in.
yeah.
Now you don't snag up on
That's
anything.
true.
It's just
We get
barrier.
less snags now, eh? And that's because there's less seaweed.
less seaweed.
Yeah.
So
So the kinnet eat the seaweed as well.
the kinner eat the kelp,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing normally, because otherwise you get too much kelp, and then there's not enough to go. It's a light and nutrients around for the kelp. So the kinner
Right.
are supposed to eat the kelp,
Right.
but everything's supposed to be in a balance.
Yes.
If we go and kill, we take one little Jenga piece out of that Jenga castle,
Right.
take out the crays, take out the big snapper,
Yeah.
kinner proliferate, eat all the kelp disappears, whole thing collapses, nothing else lives there except kinner, and the kinner
Right.
themselves are unhealthy. How can you maximize the chance of a fish living? Land it quickly,
Yeah.
let it recover in the water, hold your breath while it's out the water,
Good idea.
get it back deep,
Yeah.
and keep your fingers out the gills.
Yeah.
And you'll have, you'll be 99% of the
Yeah.
way there.
So when you're taking your photos, guys, hold your breath. And that's
100%.
what the snapper's doing,
That's
right?
what Belinda Thomas
Yeah,
rule.
that's a pretty good thing. So, so you got to take your photos really quickly, eh? Really quickly, you have to do it.
That's right. If your mate's
Yeah.
ready with the camera, you should be good. Eh?
Yeah.
You don't take it out the water, it's flapping
boy.
around,
Yeah.
you're finding your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That question is, we don't know.
sure.
So what I'd say to guys out there is trust your own conscience. What do you think's a big snapper? And if you think it's a big snapper that's doing an important job on that reef, it's unusual for you to catch it, let it go.
But sometimes a big snapper, it's hard for them to survive, even released in the shallow water. I've caught big snapper in, say 8-10 meters of water, and they haven't survived. So I guess the stress of the fight is really hurting them as well. Not all fish, but I would say a third of them still don't survive when you let them go in the shallows as well.
Yeah, so I think this conversation about depth is, it's important, but it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
The evidence is that you catch a snapper out of less than 20 meters,
Yeah.
it's got every chance of surviving.
Okay.
Now, that's done by scientists catching a snapper in a controlled environment, pulling it up,
Right.
and then letting it go.
Okay.
Now, where the reality of our situation is,
Yeah.
we're chasing the snapper around, it gets
Yeah.
wrapped around a
Sure.
weed, and
Yeah.
you take it out, we've got to take photos,
Yeah.
so it becomes variable.
So what happens when the swim bladder and you maybe pop it with a knife or something, and all the air comes out, swims to the bottom? So what happens to that fish?
Yeah, so there's no evidence at all.
Right.
This is just a fact before everyone jumps on me, because I know a lot of people are proponents of venting.
Yes.
There is no evidence at all that venting makes any difference to whether the fish survives or not.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I would say you're just introducing another risk.
Yes.
You certainly, there's no evidence that you're helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you better to just get him back down. And often you don't have to get him, the atmosphere changes by 100% in the first 10 meters.
Right.
So often if you can just get him through the first couple of meters,
Yeah.
he can take it from there.
So there you go, guys. We have an impact on the fisheries with what we're doing. So fish today for tomorrow, think about future generations, and check Manny's site out. And to close this vid off, I'm going to show you what David and his mate Paul got up to about 10 days ago, catching PB fish. Check this out, this is awesome. You don't have to keep those fish Film them, let them go. The memories are awesome, and there's plenty of other ways you can honour them.
Wow.
88 centimeter.
88 centimeter snapper. Fuck. Go, buddy, go.
Don't die, my friend. Don't die, my friend.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Paul is sending home. Man,
That's the biggest.
send him home, bro. Send him home. Respect.
Come on, buddy. Here we go. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna go.
Give a up and down, bro. Up and down. Just shake a little bit. Yeah. Up and down. Try to keep the head down.
Huge manaki to David and Paul. That was awesome, guys. Not many people would release fish like that, especially when it's your biggest. Keep up the good work. I love what you're doing, and I'll catch everyone in the next vid. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.